Okay, so the next function we'll be looking at is the forecast function and the trend function. So by definition, what does the forecast function do for us? We said the forecast function in Excel predicts a future value along a linear trend and forecasts this function and forecast this value given a new set of independent variables. Yeah. Why the trend also give us the same ability, but in this case it's the formula in which we use to produce these forecasted or estimated figures using a forecast function is quite different from using a trend function, but in the end we have the same set of answers using the forecast and trend function. So now I've provided data that we want to forecast for 2020 using the forecast function, and also another data or same data for trend function. How you can use either a forecast function or a trend function to forecast the given set of data, given historical information on those data. Now, looking at forecast now, we have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 for this set of revenue and sorry, for price and for quantity. And we know that the formula for revenue is just equal to your quantity times price. So I can drag down to replicate for others. I can also do the same for the forecasted period times price, and I also drag down. So our aim here is to forecast numbers for our price, given the number of quantity we want to produce in 2020. So we're going to forecast Q1 to Q4 for 2020, given the data that has already happened in 2019. So for us to be able to do that using the forecast function, we start with the equals to sign and we'll type the word forecast. So there are other different types of forecast. This we can explain in our next class. But for the purpose of this class, we'll be looking at just the forecast function, which is this. We open up parentheses. So we select the x, which is the known, which is 15, and our known y. Y in this case is your price, and our known x, which is the quantity x. Then we'll close our parentheses and we'll press the enter key. You can see that we've already forecasted the price for Q1 for 2020 to be 45,300 as against 41,000 in Q1 2019. So with this, we can drag down for the other quarters of the year to establish or to forecast our price and hence calculate our revenue using the forecast function. So for me to do that, I'll just come and freeze the x and y axis or x and y data, which is E4 to E7, representing the price. I'll press my F4 to freeze that, and this 4 to this 7, which represent the quantity, press my F4 to freeze that. So I can drag down and I get my forecasted prices for Q1 to Q4 2020. So with this, I can then calculate the average quantity, the average price, and the average revenue for 2019, and also calculated the forecasted average quantity, average price, and average revenue for 2020. So to do that, I'll type equals to average. I'll select for Q for 2019, which is Q1 to Q4, close my bracket. Sorry, it's supposed to be in number because in quantity. Then same for 2020, the forecasted quantity equals to average. Select from Q1 to Q4 2020, close my bracket. So for Q1, we forecasted for 2019, we have a 17 quantity in average that was sold, and for 2020, we forecasted that we're going to sell 18 quantities. Okay, so for the price, we find the average equals to average. Select the price for Q1, close our bracket, enter 64,500. So the average for 2020, uh, close our bracket, is 74,100. So for revenue, you can also find our average revenue for Q1 to Q4 2019, close my bracket. Then you can also find the average revenue for 2020 as well. Select and I close my bracket. All right. So this is what we get when we forecast for Q1 to Q4 2020, given the information we already have for Q1 to Q4 2019. So in testing the accuracy of our forecast, so by the end of 2020 or by the end of Q1 2020, you can then go back and check your forecasted revenue against the actual revenue and see the variance if the variance was very material or was expected or was not expected or it was exact in your forecast. So this is just a simple way to make a forecast uh, given the set of data that's already occurred. So also using the trend is the same thing, but in a different approach to forecasting what our price and revenue will be for 2020. Like we did for using the forecast function, we can also calculate our revenue, which is quantity times price. We'll drag down for the year past, drag it down. Then we also do same for the forecasted period times price, and we drag it down. So now we are now going to forecast the price trend using the trend function for Q1 2020 to Q4 2020. So for us to do that, I will highlight the range that I want to produce the trend for. Okay, so I'll type equal to trend, the function trend, and I'll select my known y-axis. So my known y-axis is the price from Q1 to Q4. Select the range, comma. My known x-axis is the quantity already sold in from Q1 to Q4 2019. Then my new X is the quantity that I expect to sell Q1 to Q4 2020. Q1 to Q4 2020. Then I'll close my bracket. So watch, the next thing I'll do is to press down my shift key, press together, and I strike the enter key to forecast the prices for Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 in 2020. Okay, I'll do that again. Let me delete. So I'll highlight the range. I'll press the equal to sign, type the formula trend, select my known X, my known Y axis, which is the price, because the price we are trying to forecast given the estimated number of quantity in 2020, comma, my known X, which is the quantity already sold in 2019 through the quarters, Q1 to Q4, comma, then my new X, my estimated quantity for 2020 for Q1 to Q4. I close my bracket. Then I will press the Control Shift and the Enter key together. I press down the Control, the Shift key, then I'll strike the Enter key and forecast the numbers for me. You can see that using the forecast and the trend gave us the same number of price, the same price for each quarter. So you can either adopt using the forecast function, or you can use the trend function to produce a forecast given already existing data set. So with this, I can easily compute my average quantity, price, and revenue by using the average function. Average, select for 2019, press the enter, convert it to number, equals to average, select for 2020, enter. So like as usual, we have 17 and 18 using the forecast. Then we have our average price for 2019, equals to average 2019. Then average for 2020 equals to average price. Then we have our average revenue in 2019 compared to 2020. Okay, so that's that for the trend and forecast.